5 on Your Side starts now with breaking news.
Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Laura Barcheski. Mike Bush has the night off. We start with breaking news out of North St. Louis. 5 people are being treated at the hospital after a Metro bus crashed into a building. This happened about 2 hours ago at the intersection of Page and Goodfellow. St. Louis police say the crash also involved a car, and none of the other injuries are believed to be life-threatening. The bus and the building appear to have sustained significant damage. The cause of the crash is under investigation. We're also following breaking news out of Hollywood. Right now, homicide detectives are investigating after 2 people were found dead inside the home of film director Rob Reiner. Within the last 15 minutes, a source close to the This Is Spinal Tap director confirms to NBC News that Reiner and his wife Michelle were found dead of apparent stab wounds. Paramedics were called to their Brentwood mansion this afternoon and found the bodies of a 78-year-old and a 68-year-old. An official cause of death has not been released. Right now, temperatures are in the teens and continue to blanket the bi-state, but the bitter cold's grip on the region is loosening. Our weather impact alert for dangerous temperatures and wind chills is now over. Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell is tracking a warm-up which starts while you're sleeping, Scott.
And I think we've bottomed out with our temperatures here across the region tonight, and so there is improvement on the way. It's still cold. We still have single digits east of St. Louis. The winds have trended down tonight, so they're not as gusty, but they are starting to pick up out of the south and southeast. That's going to bring milder air our way, but still a cold start for Monday, and then a much milder pattern for the week ahead. Now, it's still bitterly cold. Litchfield over to Effingham, very close to 0. But again, I think the high pressure is shifting east. Temperatures back to the west have held about steady, starting to go up in a few cases. We've gone up a degree in St. Louis to 13 this hour under that clear sky and with very light winds across the area. So we're going to see temperatures slowly go up during the overnight hours, about steady here for the next hour or two, and then they'll slowly start to go up. East of the Mississippi River, that's where you'll have the coldest wind chills early tomorrow morning. You may still be around 0 in St. Louis. At the bus stop at 7 o'clock, still 14 with a wind chill around 6. So that's still cold. You'll need the extra layers, but improvement is coming tomorrow afternoon. We're back close to 40 degrees. We'll also talk about the opportunity for some rain for some of us a little later on this week in a few minutes, Laura.
All right, thanks, Scott. Tragedy tonight in North St. Louis. Bomb and arson is now investigating a deadly apartment fire that left 1 person dead and others without a home. It broke out around 12:30 this afternoon on Roosevelt Place in the Wells Goodfellow neighborhood. 5 on Your Side's Megan Kernan talked with the property manager and neighbors about what they saw and the questions still surrounding how it started.
Oh my God, no, what happened?
St. Louis firefighters say a fire broke out Sunday afternoon in a vacant unit of a 4-family apartment complex on Roosevelt Place. Inside, they found 1 person dead in that empty unit.
It looks like maybe a squatter got in there and set something on fire, and I guess it might have cost them their life. I'm not sure what exactly happened, but somebody did perish in the fire.
Officials haven't said who the victim was or if they lived there.
I smelled some smoke. I thought it was something was on fire, like somebody was burning something in the kitchen, but it wasn't. I went up there about 5 or 10 minutes, come back down. My neighbor was beating on my door, and she said the apartment next door was on fire.
Shakita Warner says after she ran outside to escape, she learned someone had died.
He said they found a body. I'm like, oh my God, that is sad.
Property manager Frank Scale says one of the empty apartments was about to be rented.
It pretty much completely ruined the building. I don't believe I can fix this one.
Because of the heavy smoke damage, families in the 2 other apartment units had to evacuate and now need a place to stay. That's why the Red Cross is here, helping those displaced, including an older man who is a veteran.
Tenants been there for a couple of years now, and they were good tenants too. I'm sorry to see this happen to them.
Scale says they've dealt with squatters in vacant units before, but nothing like this.
Well, it doesn't make sense because there was heat on in the house. That's very sad. I hate to see, especially this close to Christmas.
Reporting in North St. Louis, Megan Kernan, 5 on Your Side.
And fire officials say there were no other injuries. The cause of the fire has not been determined, and officials have not released any new details about the person who died. It's been a busy 24 hours in this brutal cold for those St. Louis firefighters. This is video provided by the department of one of several vacant building fires they've battled over the last 24 hours. One person was seriously hurt in this fire near Skinker and Etzel. Firefighters found them trapped on the second floor. They were taken to the hospital. No word on the cause there either. Right now, St. Louis police are looking for the driver who hit and killed a bicyclist in North City and drove off. This happened just before 10 this morning near the intersection of Union and Brown Avenues. Police say broken pieces from a white vehicle were left at the scene. Anyone with information on this crash is asked to call Crime Stoppers at 866-371-TIPS. You will remain anonymous. New developments tonight in a major case squad investigation in the Metro East. Investigators are now looking into a second homicide. Both victims were found yesterday in Cahokia Heights. 67-year-old Bruce Mason of Maryville, Illinois, was found shot outside a home on Walnut Street. He later died at the hospital. A short time later, police searched a nearby home and found 44-year-old Lanaya Joyce White of East St. Louis shot to death. So far, there have been no arrests. Investigators tell 5 on Your Side they don't believe this was a random act of violence, nor do they think there's an ongoing threat to the public. Anyone with information is urged to call the Major Case Squad at 618-337-9507 or leave an anonymous tip with Crime Stoppers at 866-371-TIPS. Tonight, the death toll has risen from 15 from an attack at a Hanukkah event on an Australian beach. The country's prime minister is calling it an act of anti-Semitic terrorism by a father and son. The father was killed. The son is in critical condition tonight. 40 people remain hospitalized. That attack in Sydney, Australia was top of mind at tonight's lighting of the giant menorah in downtown St. Louis. Several people gathered in Keener Plaza for the first night of Hanukkah, where they prayed for the victims. Leaders encouraged Jews to stand strong in their faith.
Be more Jewish, act more Jewish, and appear more Jewish. We will never back down. We will lean into our Jewish identity with more pride and with more conviction.
The Jewish Federation of St. Louis says security measures were already in place before the attack. And just hours ago, hundreds gathered in Providence, Rhode Island for what was supposed to be a festive holiday celebration. Instead, it became a vigil for the 2 people killed and the 9 others injured in a mass shooting on the campus of Brown University. Within the hour, police announced they're releasing a person of interest detained after the 12-hour manhunt. Well, it was a big night in St. Louis, all for a big cause, and the party's still going on tonight. St. Louis's own Nelly is in town for his annual Black and White Ball. The country grammar singer, his wife R&B star Ashanti, hip-hop producer Jermaine Dupri, and athletes Ozzie Smith and Jackie Joyner-Kersee were among the A-listers on the red carpet at the Four Seasons Hotel. The star-studded event raises money for the Make-A-Wish Foundation, provides scholarships for local students attending Hairston State University. A young boy named Elijah and his family were featured at the ball tonight, and his wish to go to Disney World was granted by Nelly and the Make-A-Wish MoCan team. Just hours ago, another one of St. Louis's own Grammy Award-winning producer Metro Boomin was in town to celebrate local single moms at the Single Moms Are Superheroes holiday celebration. It honors Metro's late mother, Leslie Joanne Wayne, who was killed in a domestic violence incident. They were able to provide Christmas surprises to single mothers and their families through partnerships with organizations like Rung for Women and the Steve and Marjorie Harvey Foundation.
Really just seeing the joy and the happiness on the faces of the kids and their mothers, and getting to hear some of those stories and share some of mine as well, and resonate with each other, and really just a celebration, and just the feeling that knowing that the work that we're all here doing actually makes a difference.
Ashley Cooley was named the 2025 Single Mom of the Year. She was nominated by her mom and some of her friends. A holiday shopping spree.
You're gonna get toilet paper for the house, all right.
Spreading cheer and building trust in the Metro East.
We want them to be comforted when they see us.
The noticeable absence of a special officer. Avoiding holiday headaches at the airport, the one stop you should make before heading to Lambert.
The temperature trend is in our favor going into the week ahead. Why the cold is still hanging on for a little bit longer tonight, and a sneak peek into Christmas week.
Granite City police officers and firefighters made Christmas wishes come true today for some Metro East kids. 5 on Your Side's Reagan DeTrolio was there for Shop with a Hero, where there was a noticeable absence.
Granite City kids and first responders rushed into Walmart Sunday morning with a shopping list.
You're gonna get toilet paper for the house. All right, I know where that's at.
Granite City police officer Elliot Brinkmeyer was paired up with this child, Leo, who may have spent more money on others than himself.
He bought his dog a dog toy. He bought his mom some Tide.
Leo even picked out gifts for his siblings.
The Frozen girl, Anna?
This is one of the first Shop with a Hero events without Officer Tyler Timmons. He was shot twice in the stomach in the line of duty back on December 5th and released from the hospital just a couple days ago.
We've been right behind him through this whole process and his family, and he has a great support system, not only with his family but with GCPD.
Each of the 29 kids gets $250 to spend here at Walmart on whatever they want. And if the kids go over their spending limit, first responders tell me they don't mind paying out of pocket.
Looks like it glows too.
Leo did end up picking out some Christmas gifts for himself, and now it's time for checkout. Officer Brinkmeyer and other first responders are just happy they get to make a family's Christmas morning that much more special.
Any positive community policing, getting out there and getting to know our community, especially the younger generation.
If unfortunately, if they do have an emergency, we want them to be comforted when they see us.
Reporting in Granite City, I'm Reagan DeTrolio, 5 on Your Side.
And after the shopping, the kids got to sit down with first responders and eat a hot meal. Each family also received a box of donated food they can make into a meal for Christmas. With less than 2 weeks until Christmas, we still have 630 little wishes to grant. 5 on Your Side is partnering with the Foster and Adoptive Care Coalition to make the holidays brighter for children impacted by foster care. To find a child and a gift, go to ksdk.com/littlewishes. Let's see if we can grant all of the wishes again this year.
Make no mistake, it is still cold outside, but the warm-up will happen tomorrow. Wind chills right now still in the single digits, even a little below zero east of St. Louis, even though the winds are fairly light. We're coming back with the warming details in just a few minutes.
Some very sad news for Kansas City Chiefs fans like me tonight. Impressive 10-season playoff streak is over. And that's not the only bad news for Chiefs Kingdom. Today's 16-13 loss to the Chargers officially eliminated the defending AFC champions from the playoff race. During the game, quarterback Patrick Mahomes suffered a torn ACL in his left knee. He's now considering surgery and will likely not be back on the field until sometime next season. Temperatures in the teens tonight didn't stop dozens from enjoying a St. Louis frozen favorite. We stopped by Ted Drew's on Chippewa a few hours ago. Several people were out in the frigid air enjoying some frozen custard and picking up Christmas trees from the lot. Ted Drew's also serves up hot chocolate during the winter months. I think Ted Drew's is really great in any weather, but I'd definitely be getting it to go to hang out inside.
Well, I know, with it being so cold, put that in your hands.
And hold it.
Yeah,
we also had the other holiday events canceled tonight at Tillis Park and the Missouri Botanical Gardens. So it's just been a cold night, Scott, but you have good news.
I have some good news. It is going to warm up. Yes, it's still cold. And by the way, Botanical Garden, if you have the Garden Glow tickets for tonight and it was canceled, you can use them before the Garden Glow goes away at any time, so through the remainder of the season. So you're looking across the region at our temperatures tonight. 14 in Creve Coeur, Catawassa's 12, so is Washington, Missouri. Cahokia Heights is 11, Millstadt's 9, 8 in Troy, Edwardsville, and Alton. These temperatures have about bottomed out. We've seen areas from St. Louis to the west either steady out or start to rise a degree or two. We've gone up to 13 at Lambert. Now, it still feels like one because of that southeast breeze. The wind turns more to the south overnight, so our temperatures will slowly either stay steady or creep up. And as we head towards tomorrow morning, while we are still dealing with wind chills in the single digits, we will see plenty of sunshine tomorrow. By lunchtime, we're back above freezing, and during the afternoon, some of us are going to get back into the lower 40s. for highs. So our 7-day forecast, you're looking at it. We don't have any weather impact alert days. Look at these numbers. Quite the drastic change from where we have been and where we are right now. 41 tomorrow afternoon, then near 50 on Tuesday. Still some bright skies here through Tuesday. Wednesday, clouds start to increase. Our next weather maker comes in on Thursday. That will be a cold front that swings through here, and it brings with it an opportunity for us to see some rain. We are on the dry side. We need to see some of that rain. And behind that, then we drop off again to around 40, but that's closer to average for this time of year. So we are going to be a little bit on this roller coaster ride. The coldest of air now shifting eastbound and out of our region. The big old Arctic high pressure is now over southern Illinois, shifting into Indiana. That turns the warmer flow for us, and that's why we will see the warming trend for tomorrow and especially on Tuesday. By the time we get to Wednesday night into Thursday, we'll be watching this front coming in from the west. It's able to draw some moisture from the Gulf up to the north, and so we think showers early on Thursday, maybe some rumbles of thunder. The best chance for thunder would be southeast Missouri, far southern Illinois, and points south. This will quickly move out during the day on Thursday, but then the colder air rushes in, and so by Friday morning, we've dropped back to about 20 degrees. So you see how we're up and then we drop it back near 40 on Friday. Saturday back into the 50s, another quick moving front Saturday night. That one's probably on the dry side. And then we're in the 40s for highs on Sunday. Those numbers are not atypical. So the trend here is for warmer temperatures to definitely move in as we head through much of the week. We get that colder air in here briefly Thursday night into Friday, and then as we go towards the weekend, temperatures kind of bottom out there, and we'll see much above average temperatures for next week. Probabilities are very high Christmas week that we will see temperatures around 50 or so for the afternoon high. That's reflected here in your 7-day forecast. Your temperatures, quite the change. Single digits this morning, wind chills 10 to 20 degrees below zero, and now we're going to take it back into the mid-50s by Thursday before we get another little brief taste of winter air. Not as cold as this batch.
And a heads up, if you're headed to St. Louis Lambert International Airport tomorrow, an inspection of the Metrolink bridge may cause backups for people coming and going from Terminal 2. The airport provided this map of the affected area. Westbound traffic on Lambert International Boulevard will be merged into the left lane. The work will take place between 7 a.m. and 2:30 p.m. Now here's Paul Cook with more on beating the holiday rush.
We're going on the move. I'm Paul Cook, your traffic guy from Today in St. Louis. With a record 8 million air travelers expected to fly to their destination, Lambert St. Louis International Airport will be a very busy place during the holidays. Gathering all that information that travelers rely on can be overwhelming. So Lambert has created one spot where you can easily find everything you might need, a smartphone-friendly resource. Here's Lambert's Roger Lotz.
At flystl.com, you can go to the homepage, and right off the top, you can find out information about flights. You can also check parking availability at all the lots and both garages.
It also gives you a rough wait time for TSA right at the top. A look at all the parking lots too, how full they are and what they cost. It really is simple to use and even gives you specific food options.
What's great about this website is we now have information that allows people to check menus as well as location for places that they may want to dine at the airport. So if you get here early and have the time to eat, which we'd love, you can check it out before you even get past security.
Your flight, your wait, picking someone up. Check it before you pull up on Natural Bridge or Lambert International Boulevard out front. Just use these tabs. It's all designed to help you plan a bit better, worry a lot less, and take the stress out of your trip to Lambert. flystl.com. Try it out. Happy holidays and stay safe out there. Paul Cook, 5 on your side.
A cold weather danger debunked tonight. Our Verified team is washing an old wives' tale right out of your hair. 2025 is coming to a close, and 5 on your side is looking back on the most memorable stories we've brought you over the past 12 months. You can watch our special starting Wednesday night at 7 on the 5+ streaming app. You can download it for free on your smart TV. Just search KSDK in your TV's app store. The Powerball jackpot just keeps growing and growing. No one matched all 6 numbers in last night's drawing, meaning tomorrow night's jackpot has grown to $1.1 billion. Cash value is more than $500 million. That's the 6th largest prize in the game's history. And even though you didn't win big last night, you're urged to check your tickets for smaller prizes. Last night's numbers were 1, 28, 31, 57, 58, and the Powerball 16. Your mother or grandmother probably warned you going out in the winter cold with wet hair will make you sick. I've definitely done that a time or two, and tonight our Verify team is looking into the validity of this old wives' tale. Here's Megan Bragg.
Okay, listen, I get it. Getting out the door on time in the morning, it can be hard. So after a shower, some may let their hair dry out in the car on their way to work or dropping off their kids. But can going out in the cold with wet hair make you sick? Let's verify.
Our sources to answer this, the Mayo Clinic and the Cleveland Clinic. The Mayo Clinic says in order to get a cold, you would need to breathe in particles that have the virus. They can travel through the air by a sick person who coughs, sneezes, or blows their nose. You could also touch a surface that's contaminated. For example, if a sick person grabs a doorknob, then you grab it too and touch your eyes, nose, or mouth, the virus has found a way in. The Cleveland Clinic also points out that home heating and humidity can contribute to colds as people spend more time indoors. Running the heat dries out the house and can dry out sinuses too. Experts say when your nose is not producing enough mucus flow, the immune system has to work harder to fend off a virus. Airborne infections also tend to pass more often and more easily between people when in a smaller space. So we can verify that no, going outside with wet hair will not cause a cold. With your Verify, I'm Megan Bragg.
To verify, send us an email to verify@ksdk.com. That's all our time for 5 on your side at 10. We're always streaming on 5+. Start your day with Today in St. Louis beginning at 5 a.m. Sports Plus with Frank Cusimano is next. Stay informed, stay thoughtful. Happy holidays.